Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting, innovating, and amazing Propagandacast with me, host Imperial Lane, the one and only master propaganda heroes like defender of the fatherland of It2 on Torrente. After the hot fix, this has been called this, where they nerfed the Pathfinders just a tiny bit. So, we got in the south Dr. Jekyll and Ausar the Vile, fighting here for the British Empire, the Commonwealth, the 6th Armoured Division, straight into heavy armoured for Ausar. With a Vickers section started there in the north is Jesulin and Task Force X. Fighting for the German army, Deutschland. Here with the Hammond-Göring Fallschirmpanzerdivision, we got a tank combined arms out there for Task Force X with some Bessier on top of his bike. Jesulin and Jekyll yet to pick a battle group. As always, a big ow, Basil, ow. As always, big thanks to my Patreon supporters for the continued generous and wonderful support of the Propagandacast, and big thanks to those who keep commenting and liking my videos. So, Sappers died over the Pioneers. You note here wide off the entrance to the church there. Basil very upset.
An infantry section of Tommies
But I won't feed him before his feeding time. And they won't let him eat my hand in compensation. Grandies aiming forward to the Jesulin. More sections down the way for Dr. Jekyll. First fighting around the church there has so far petered out a bit. And the west side, a bit of slow work there. We got Bessier out here, and we actually got Jesulin with a mortar. Because again, Wehrmacht is now going for mortars, I feel like, than MG42s. I mean, not that the mortars weren't important in the Wehrmacht arsenal, they were. In fact, in Normandy, I think most of the casualties inflicted by the Germans were actually by mortars, and German mortar crews were noted for being fairly skilled. Not that, of course, this is reflected in the game, but that's another story. Mortars on the way there for Dr. Jekyll as well here. Dingoes on the way for Ausar. Fight for the church continued, of course, having a mortar to back that up could certainly be quite helpful here for Jesulin. West side here, fight making a bit of steady progress. Section setting up shop here. Flamethrowers could be a good addition, and we are in fact getting flamethrowers for Task Force X, light support company. Section getting blasted. Very optimistically by the mortar. And Dingo rushing in. Bit bound forth here, Dingo crushing the Bart 1 in front of the church. Pioneers back into occupying and blocking. More grenades out there for Jesulin. West side here we can see slow progress from Task Force X against Dr. Jekyll. We got Ausar with another section. Meanwhile, Dr. Jekyll's mortars finally been brought to the front line. Section moving up with its Vickers. And we got our Vickers as well here for Dr. Jekyll. Jesulin with the Panzer Grenadier Company. Packs, and I'd not be surprised there's some Panzer Grenadiers for this map. Ooh, British forces finally, after much back and forth fighting, have seized the church from the German forces here. It could cost them the Dingo if he's not careful. Meanwhile, mortar is getting something done, but not necessarily the bigger stuff. He's Sappers flanking in here, could catch grenades. Oh, mortar, I think, actually got the Dingo there. That's pretty neat. Bessier rushing forward here, bypassing the German, British positions. Meanwhile, Dr. Jekyll on the west here, slightly collapsing. Meaning the Germans getting a bit more upper hand here in the early game. Bit of a heavy loss, in fact. Ausar the Vile loses his sappers as well. Some heavy losses here for the British right flank in the face of the Hammond-Göring Fallschirmpanzerdivision. The Luftwaffe's on one and only Panzer Division. Section pushing on the left side. Bessier being forced back here. Total of 3 squads for them. Grenadiers being up here low on health though. But yes, they might be better. At this point, be better off just withdrawing them for either transfer or getting them healed up. Like, at this stage, you're just going to be bleeding him a lot of manpower without really achieving too much. There we go, Vickers there's going to definitely... there we go, it does end up retreating here. Meanwhile, we got Mechanized for Jesulin, half-tracks for Jesulin. That's definitely going to be a Stummel here. That means it's just Dr. Jekyll who's yet to pick a battle group. We'll have to see what it goes for, though Air&Sea or Indian artillery are certainly very likely candidates.
To enemy action.
We'll of course have to see what he commits to here. All the way 251 half track, the Mittlere Schützen Panzerwagen almost down here for Jesulin. MG34 here for Task Force X, meaning now everyone except the Wehrmacht player has a machine gun team out. Right, they're taken out. That's a definite win there for the British. Even the Germans a bit less mobile. 250 after there with the Sturm upgrade on the way. Grenadiers pushing forwards as well. No Panzer Grenadiers ready for Jesulin, and this squad hasn't been healed up or transferred out. Meaning it's just gonna like get forwards, get shot at a bit, and then retreat again. It's not really doing too much there for Jesulin. Again, transferring out or getting some healing done, I think, would be much more beneficial there for Jesulin. In the centre, though, British forces sneaking up there under heavy mortar fire there from Jesulin's Granatenwerfer. Bit of a standoff here in the west, was sick. Stuck in position. The east side here, though, Brand section forced off. Sturmel there, making the breakthrough attempt. Dr.J continues not really much down there with his battle groups. In the centre, British forces slightly withdrawing. Got Dr.J's mortar tube there still at it. And there go air&sea, and of course we get the support commandos being dropped in there. Almost got the Vickers. That could turn hurt Dr.J, in particular the Germans get their hands on it. Ausar might in fact just grab it here to deny it to the Germans. Sturmel though is going to make this tough here. Already it's one there on the Sturmel. There you go, he does grab it, but very close call here. Best here on the hand, almost getting taken up with the commanders. Humbers for Ausar. It's not all 4 players, but I have a battle group. We got a 250 chapter with the Panzerjägers. Of finding here for that building. Again, it's going to be tough to keep, going here. What with the Sturmel riding fairly effective close quarters artillery barrage there, and we got Panzer Grenadiers there for Jesulin. We still could have transferred out that other Grenadier squad for some more.
Humber armored car ready for reconnaissance.
Humber arriving there for Ausar. As for Dr.J, who knows what he's going to go for? I mean, it would not be surprised to see more commands out of him. That does tend to be the thing nowadays. Go for the support commandos, get regular commandos up, and then reinforce near the support commandos. Meanwhile, Vic is here putting up a pretty brave front in the face of the Sturmel and the mortar east side here. You got after the counter-attacking on the German right flank, which is fairly weak, so pushing up there, obviously, where it's weak is fairly smart. Pack photos being set up here by Jesulin to help all of things. Task Force X got Raiders now available for his Bersaglieri, but has so far yet to really commit to much more. The support commanders probably engaging the Bersaglieri out in the open there with their Vickers K light machine gun. Meanwhile, Ausar falling a bit back here in the face of a German push there by Jesulin. Smoke deployed here. Thumbs up. You see the ponies pushed back by the Humber. Here, commandos and sections sneaking forwards. 6-pounder gun almost done there for Ausar. Going up with the Humber there, we see Ausar definitely trying to get some heavier hits in there versus Jesulin, but isn't seemingly really getting there for now. Despite aggressive patrolling and a bit of stiff upper lip, the Humber ultimately withdraws here, clearly concerned it might get panther fast, then knocked out. But hits him on with the Humber, the engine's out. Good Lord, crikey Jenkins! The engine's toast! And there we go, Jesulin taking no chances, firing a blinding shot, which does not just blind the crew, but pretty much just, well, blinds them from life. That's definitely there, Jesulin taking no chances. Remember, Jochen, in the German army there's no such thing as overkill. As long as we have the munitions for it anyways. And we got the Panzer Company with a bunker on the way for Jesulin. That's gonna be a medic bunker, I imagine, here. West side, not seeing too much action, not too uncommon really. The west side on this map here tends to be rather overlooked by a lot of players. They don't feel comfortable fighting in it. Meanwhile, Jesulin's mortar, they continue to do solid work there for Deutschland.
We're losing a fuel point.
The German army would operate a variety of mortars throughout the Second World War. This one actually, at the start of the war, actually considered a heavy mortar. They always have a light mortar, 50 centimeter mortar actually, which was also unsurprisingly, a really complicated mortar, but they did make fair use of it until I think mid-war. Then they basically started copying the Soviet heavy mortar and started using that sort of as a heavy mortar. That was sort of replaced steadily a lot of other artillery systems as the war went on. So, little fun fact there. Trucks on the way for Dr.J. I'm guessing an ambulance here. The also got self-repair, and we got Vespers here for Jesulin. Vespers have become notably more popular after they got buffed and again allowed to just use, you know, both artillery abilities on separate cooldowns. Almost had the mortar there with a grenade there, close call for Dr. Jekyll. Very lucky. Ambulance there for Task Force X, and there's ECS sappers and sections sneak up there again, looking to hit up here. We got the Sturmler moving in, Veterans here too. And we got a mortar half-track out here for Task Force X. Ambulance almost done. Smoke screen here actually not a bad idea, but in this case, unfortunately not situated well enough to dodge a 6-pounder gun. But the train station there, of course, provides some coverage. But thumbs up to Jesulin for making, you know, reasonably tactical use of smoke there to cover an advance in the center. Mortar half-running smoke screen as well there. 2 thumbs up to the German players overall. We haven't really seen like any tactical use of smoke by the Allies in comparison. Highly neighborhood. Panzer Pioneer withdrawing. Full retreat here. But yeah, west side, I mean, there could happen more there for some deeper flanks up behind the Allied front line. But just nothing happening there at all. It's just a complete, you know, cemetery for all intents and purposes. Starstorm for Jesulin. 2 thumbs up. Task Force X, meanwhile, has yet to take up here. Perhaps he's planning to rely on Italian armor, perhaps not. We'll have to see. Of course, willing to see when, you know, Jesulin goes for the Vesper. Meanwhile, both British players going for their company command post. We got Churchill tanks that lined up here for Ausar, so no Black Princes for him. 2 thumbs up to that. The Black Prince is a bad unit, but it saw no service in the one that's like 1 or 2 of them actually made. Not exactly a fan of its inclusion. Anyways, Starstorm here on the move for Jesulin and Germany. He's out here, Grenadiers, Panzers. Almost got the sappers. Like his infantry should see for Task Force X, committing to more light artillery here. I guess he could even like upgrade that half-track as well, then with to a mortar half-track as well. Oh, nice grenade here, pretty much predicted where his opponent would withdraw and then hit with a bundle grenade. Thumbs up to Jesulin. Brutal, but effective. Meanwhile, in the center, we got Dr. J sort of still firmly dug in, entrenched here, but not really making much progress. Of course, he might be waiting for tanks to, shall say, create that progress. Meanwhile, we got the DAK player here. Task Force X sort of very casually parked as well. East side, though. Jesulin slowly probing, and we do get a Vesper there on the way for him. 105mm howitzer on a Panzer II chassis. Bigger version of the Hummel would be based off the sort of hybrid Panzer III-4 chassis that never really got beyond just being used for the Hummel and the Vesper. Fun fact there. Panzer moves the section. Further south here, a bit of probing here. We can see that Ausar's flank is looking a bit exposed here. Starstorm still moving in there. No heavy support here, no tanks either. There's just the entertainer there, which ensures Jesulin can't fully crumble it too fast. The Vic is there also being a bit late here to the party. And of course, even then, if he smokes the mortar, use the mortar to smoke the entertain gun, this could be a problem there for Ausar's positioning, but fortunately for him, doesn't happen. Panzer gun in his grenades being got Samson hunting around the corner here. Not in theory bad, but with Panzer gun's the grenades ready to merge with them, I don't think that's going to quite work out there for Ausar as he'd like to. In the end of the assault does fall back due to the Vickers being set up just in time alongside the Brent section, causing excruciating losses here for Jesulin. So that was a really nice save. We do get the Vesper joining in a bit late. Meanwhile, in the center, Task Force X and Jekyll continue to surge down the down
On your word.
like a pair of dogs on the other side of the fence barking, but you know, nothing's really happening. Stummel doing some self-repairs there. On the 15 with 59. Stummel blasting, and we got the Churchill tank away for Ausar. That'll definitely be a problem here for Jesulin and for Task Force X, because they don't exactly have a lot of anti-tank weapons. In fact, the only one that has anything is Jesulin, and that's a single Pack 40, and all is just, you know, Panzerfaust and anti-tank rifles. So that Churchill tank out of Ausar could be a massive problem for the Germans. We also got Crusader tanks out here for Dr.J. I mean, a solid tank, though. I think for this kind of environment, the current kind of combat, I would have expected more Matilda 2s out for Dr.J, but in part because, you know, for some reasons, the Churchill tank, it would be a bit tough for the Germans to deal with. But that's that. Churchill tank running forward here. British forces ready to line up with the assault here. Casualty-wise, the Allies are definitely outdoing the Germans by a fair bit here. Another Pack 40 here for Jesulin. He probably wants to go for a Panther, and that's probably why he's going for the Pack 40 run. So he's just holding up for a Panzer IV a bit longer. He wants Panthers. Panzerkampfwagen 5s. Meanwhile, Churchill running through here, the battered and broken streets of Torrente. Past once, regal churches.
We've lost the sector.
And nothing but battered and broken husks. Clerical liturgy. Anyway, things being hammered here. Churchill withdrawing here a bit. Grenade upgrades for Ausar. The Val bring in some bigger booms for his men so they can threaten the German panzers and infantry with a bit more land. More Crusaders for Dr. Jekyll. Yes, he likes his tanks like he likes his women, fast and lean. Ausar's Churchill there, the withdrawing, and we got the Pioneers in a bit of trouble there. Pack 40 moving in. And we got a strike here at the Vesper, unleashing the might of the RAF to silence the German artillery there. Commandos diving in as well there. Bold attempt here by Dr. Jekyll, but does nonetheless, even like it doesn't get the Vesper, it pretty much forces a swift withdrawal here from Jesulin into his base here. Pretty much just leaving the entire front line in the east side bare, but also then opening up into a flank here into Task Force X's lines. His ambulance there getting hit by grenades. Panzer Pioneers drops. Holy smokes, these commandos are absolutely the stuff out of British movies.
Infantry training completed.
Completely decimating Task Force X. What a push here. You got an ace Sturmer there on the way. Commando's about to get knocked out, but still, that did immense damage there to the Germans there. I mean, less to Jesulin directly, but even then forced him to withdraw as mentioned. Jesulin can go for the Panther and is going for the Panther, and Task Force X just got X'd. Like, good golly, that was really effective. 2 thumbs up there. That was practically art. Yeah, Jesulin there, saving up for the Panther. Oh, saving time once he got the Panther there. And Task Force X finally taking up there. Surprised it took him that long, actually, considering everything else. Churchill is about to collapse.
The enemy has claimed a sector.
Finally about to give up there after much abuse from countless guns being hurled at it.
Tank crew training completed.
Running up the Panzer, they can't engage the Churchill tank. We got here the Vesper sort of hanging back there in heavy need repairs. Yeah, the British, well, they did make a really good push when it's like turning into like good map control. Of course, they don't necessarily have to. I mean, they hold most of the victory points, but even then, part of me figure they should at least try and, you know, establish a bit more of a fort front line, particularly up here, since Task Force X, I think, actually struggled to get it back. Okay, now we got the Crusaders going in again. And of course, here we see Task Force X continued problem, which is it's got no real significant anti-tank assets here to like stop Dr. Jekyll's tanks. In fact, he's pretty much reliant here on Jesulin's Panther for now to like bail his posterior out there. I mean, he does have the Pack 38 now, but it's not looking good. Fortunately for Task Force X and Jesulin, Dr. Jekyll is not able to follow up on the tank's success, like move and grab that victory point, further applying pressure on them. Panther, though, cannot catch up with the Crusaders, and these side of Jesulin is having some success against Ausar. Stummel ace there. Needs to be careful it doesn't get buried. But each Stummel is certainly impressive. Holds a fair bit tanky. Churchill tank, meanwhile, at Veteran 2 is not too far from Veteran 3 and actually gets damage reduction of Veteran 3. That is definitely a bit concerning. 86 to 89. Ausar, though, a bit short on fuel there, but I mean, I imagine he's going to go for another Churchill tank down the road. Cash is on the way for Dr. Jekyll. Sappers constantly getting lost here for Ausar the Vile. Panther on the right here going for that Churchill tank. And with Ausar only having a single six-pounder gun nearby, the Panther might have a shot eventually depriving Ausar of his only tank. As for Task Force X, what will be next? I mean, I would not be surprised him trying to go for a Tiger tank, though he still needs armored reserves. Ooh, grenade off in the Panther, engine blown out. Starstorming to assist with a six-pounder gun here, and we got artillery calling as well. There we go, got the Churchill tank. They can set in front of the Starstorm. Grenade assault would be great if Jesulin has the munitions. Oh, he does. He does have the munitions, but he doesn't pop the grenade assault. What a missed opportunity, I'd say, about Jesulin. You're going to wipe that bit, because meanwhile, he loses his Panther here, though. And the Vesper's gone up too far here. Holy smokes, Jesulin completely blindsided, out of position in a sense. And just Dr. Jekyll sees this opportunity and runs with it completely, leaving Jesulin decimated. Like, he just lost so many critical units here. Panthers, Vesper, both anti-tank guns are gone. And he's just got infantry, a mortar, and a Stummel. And certainly, it's not bad infantry with those Starstorm and the Panzer Grenadiers, and there's still the Stummel, which in fact he's about to lose, but still, that's all of his anti-tank and his tank. That's like really terrible here for Jesulin. Because, I mean, Task Force X is clearly, I think, not quite there ready to cover that. And there you go, loses his anti-tank gun crew to British artillery. Jesulin's Grenadiers, Panthers doing what they can here. Crusaders rushing forwards here. Dr. Jekyll also charged, got one of the Crusaders. But the pack crew expires. We might see even Task Force X lose his light infantry gun. Absolute chaos here. Stummel is about to get knocked out. Dr. Jekyll's on the move. Panther freeze for Task Force X. Another Panther for Jesulin. And another Churchill's here. There you go. Blinding shot on the Crusader. Will it be enough to save Jesulin's Stummel? More Panther files here. Crusader stuck inside the German base. Meanwhile, the Allies are steadily pushing forward, except up here for some reason. Panzer ready, Panther's almost done. Jesulin just trying to hide from the Crusader tank inside of his own base. And he needs Pioneers. Actually, he has nowhere, like, well, besides the Stummel, actually, has nowhere of paying his stuff. Yeah, he can use the Stummel. Von Heinz, meine Stummel can fix everything. Yeah. Section falling back west side here. Crusaders swing in there, going for the Panther 3. We got more Crusaders there for Dr. Jekyll. At least the Panther is ready.
Damnation! The sector's in enemy hands.
And Ausar's second Churchill on the move there. Casualty wise, the Germans definitely falling back. We got another RAF rocket launcher then unleashed this time upon Task Force X. Panther going for the Churchill tank. Sappers getting blasted by the Ace Stubble. And there, got 6 pounder gun to the rescue here. Gonna need to use this mortar to deal with that, I think. Panther veterans he won. Meanwhile, Task Force X here about to run out of infantry.
The beggars are threatening a capture point.
Got it with a loiter.
Lost to enemy action.
Nice intervention there for Task Force X, at least. Got Vetri 2 commanders there moving through the battered landscape of Torrente. Big pushy, blobby. Fairly risky move there for Jesulin. One mistake cost him a lot. And we got Task Force X now with armed reserves. That has got to be a target tank in a desperate bid to turn the tide. 6 pounder guns there for Ausar the Vile. What will be next out of Jesulin? Maybe another Panther. Panzerjägers for Task Force X. Not entirely sure how helpful that's going to be, honestly. I think he'd better off going for assault grenadiers or just, you know, saving up the manpower for the Tiger tank. I'm not entirely sure why he's this close to the Tiger tank. He'd go for the Panzerjägers.
The enemy has our victory points now.
That does strike me as a bit of an odd choice. Especially since it's not like the Panzerjäger is going to be particularly effective against the Crusaders or the Churchill tank. So, in that regard in particular, the Panzerjägers do strike me as a very odd choice here out of Task Force X. Definitely feel like that should have been very much, you know, just set aside for a Tiger tank. Since, again, all signs point to he wants a Tiger tank. Team training there, weapon training for Ausar, and we got Dr.J for the grants. Guess it's me trying to bigger gun systems. He said he could again try and, you know, push up here, but at the same time Jesulin's forces just such as he can't easily afford it. Like, he needs to build up his forces, and he's saving up for another Panther.
Weapon teams have finished their training, Commander.
Putting all his faith in Kruppstahl. And the Stummel. Don't worry, Heinz. These Tommies are afraid of mein Stummel. Ja, bitte, ja. Starstorm, they're going to need merching here, but they're all on health, and I don't think the grenades sort of merching there will help him keep the fight down for much longer. Do not with all the rough grenades and all the other stuff that's being chucked in the general direction. Second Panther for Jesulin. As Task Force X is momentarily from that Tiger tank, but again, imagine he just not gone for those Panzerjägers. In fact, he lost some better in the process. You could have the Tiger tank out of it sooner. All the way, Tiger has arrived. Sent from the 508th Schwerer Panzerabteilung to support the Hermann Göring Fallschirm Panzerdivision. So at least from what I know, the Luftwaffe was never able to establish its own Tiger units. I'm sure they tried very hard. Panther with the damaged engine, second Panther going out. And goes straight from here from Task Force X. Dr.J there hunting up with his tanks in the center. His commanders, of course, getting him an arse. In fact, he's managed 8 commanders there. That's definitely a bit nasty there for anyone running into them. And the light machine gun. Grants for Dr. Jekyll. Now, of course, can make them. He will make them. Panther receiving repairs from the Stummel.
A fuel point is being overrun.
353 was 221. Message moved from there, goes straight to the Panther, more crucial the Tiger tank. We see Dr. Jekyll's tanks, of course, meeting a mighty menace head on and taking quite a beating from it. Tiger tank, they're getting hammered with the 6 pounder guns. Commanders are spotted outside the smoke screen, are immediately targeted. Panthers moving in, could be they might try and make a big push here for the center against Dr. Jekyll. We'll have the CE side. Jesulin trying to gain access to that victory point. We got the Vickers there as part of the defense. Mortar does not seem to be doing much here to assist directly. Sending rounds here to clear out the mortar and to tank on positions. German troops are being spread to the Vickers. Mortar finally joining in. Panthers moving in. Almost got out of the Vickers. Withdrawing. Further south, Pan's going to be able to do it with the Brand section. Both alone help, but the Brand section does have the advantage of being in a building. Panzer Grenadiers don't really have that edge. Still, he got the victory point. He ceased away from the British, though, at a fairly high cost. Meanwhile, Ausar bring in even more Churchill tanks. As ultimately, despite the target saying Task Force X just isn't doing much with it, lacking opposite infrastructure to work it with. But also just attacking straight down the middle, sort of like looking to flank around, or maybe use the mortar half-track to deploy smoke screen. Grenade assault on the X, you can see. But the Panther's getting hammered here. Starstorm wiped out with a single hit from the Churchill tank on retreat. A massive blow to Jesulin. He's not exactly a spot where he can really afford to lose like an elite Starstorm squad like that. Jesulin's response is to go for the Vesper to bring in more artillery. The Germans are backtailing a fair bit. I mean, there's two mortar half-tracks, the Vesper and the Sturm, sort of, and the mortar. The Sturm probably isn't really, of course, artillery in the same range as the others, but you know. Either way, more fire raining down there. 36 Panther going straight for the Tiger. He's using Panzers trying to repair it. Panther going for British armor. We got 322 with 210. The German war machine, he seems to have lost a bit of steam against the Allies. That's for a while, if anything. And there you go, Vespa at it. Going for the Eastern victory point again. Counter-attack here by Jesulin. We got Jesulin fun with some Pioneers, and we got Task Force X with even more Panzer units. I am just not entirely sure why Task Force X continues on going for them. It would be better off with Panzer Pioneers, honestly. Such a strange choice down my perspective. Being 18 with 210. Best banging back. They're clearly a bit concerned after what happened to, previously around it, so I imagine Jesulin might just be a bit cautious there. 18 with 210 still. No, I'm still not doing too much here, rather. We do get some commanders sneaking up there. Using the nice and dense urban terrain to sneak up on the target and hit them and calling the loiter. Get a really devious use of their commandos by Dr. Jekyll. 2 thumbs up. And with that, the Tiger tank is down. A massive blow there to Task Force X, and really not one he even has any way of being able to afford at this stage of the fight. The Germans are already a fair behind in a lot of ways. In particular, he is. And now he lost his penalty, meaning he has no tanks. He's down to just mortar half-tracks. And he's in fact about to lose them and a bit of infantry. There you go. Both mortar half-tracks down. He's just got to Panzer squad and the Bessieri. Like, even if he Dr. J loses both tanks at this stage, I mean, at least it's been worth it. Because again, at this stage, Task Force X has no real way of applying anything meaningful to the battlefield for a while there. He is completely adrift now. So with this, the Allies, I think, pretty much have this match, short of like Jesulin just pulling off like an all-time, genius move of the century. Yeah, in the end, doesn't happen. It's GG, game over. Victory for the British, a loss for the Germans. Definitely, I think part of the issue is the Germans just at times didn't flank, and compared again with Dr. J pulling off some really sneaky flanks, the Germans were just, I think, a lot more rudimentary. In particular, Task Force X played it very defensively, very passively, ended up doing the least, I think, in a lot of ways there. So I definitely think he should have been a bit smarter down the flanks, trying to play more to the strengths of the DAK, rather than just, trying to work like a big punching bag, which the DAK isn't really good at. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment. This is Improvement. Cheers. Until tomorrow for another exciting episode. Bye, everyone.